Mr. Trouble never hangs around when he hears this mighty sound.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way. Yes, sir, when there is a wrong to right, Mighty Mouse will join the fight. On the sea or on the land, he gets the situation well in hand.
So though we are in danger, we never despair, 'cause we know that where there's danger, he is there.
He is there on the land, on the sea,
In the air, we're not worrying at all. We're just listening for his call.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way. Worrying at all, we're just listening for his call.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way.
11ish.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It is... Oh, crikey, what day is it? It is Tuesday, the 1st of December. Holy crap. I knew it was getting close, but I didn't realise it was December. That's a bit of a worry, isn't it, when you don't know what time and date or schedule you're on. So, yeah, 1st of December. It's a little bit late today. Normally I do the show catch-up thing at 10:58 in the morning. And I've been really up late last couple of days, trying to get a lot of stuff done for the New York trip starting on Saturday. Just let me use this for a second. Do everything live here, no cuts, no edits, raw, authentic as it can get. So yeah, it's been really busy over the last couple of days. Yesterday I spent loads of time working on the app, which is now submitted to the App Store, thankfully. It's pretty basic, but it does what it needs to do. It's got a variety of different sections in there. There's a lot of different categories. I've had to get used to the format of what size graphics it needs. I've had to tinker with the RSS feeds. I'm not totally happy with the layout and design, but it will do the job. It's not brilliant. But it'll do. Mainly the reason why I'm doing the app is not everybody's on Blab, not everybody's on Twitter, but if people install the app, then it means we can send push notifications on really important stuff. So it's kind of useful for that. Also, I kind of want to unify everything in terms of the comms channels that we've got. And I've been very busy kind of building that up over the last week or so. So the site is now up, teamhumble.org. And it's using a flat CMS. It doesn't use WordPress or anything like that, or it doesn't use a database, which is even better. It means I can just copy the files and send them to somewhere else. So that in terms of database corrupting or going down, you don't have to worry about things like that. It's really neat because of that. It means I can move hosts quite easily. Also means I can back up the site really easily as well, because all I have to do is back up a folder. So I just have to have an FTP program running to go and grab that stuff and then move it into Dropbox, which is what I do at the moment. We've also got a sign-up page on there. We're using the wonderful Typeform. Typeform is £20 a month for subscription, but it gives us the ability to take credit card payments via Stripe. And you fill in the form and you put all the credit card details and everything in the actual same form. You don't have to go to a payment provider anywhere else. It's all integrated into one space. And I'll be using Typeform a lot more on a variety of different forms for taking payments. But that's teamhumble.org/sign-up. If you're interested in joining. Where I got the idea from for membership and scaling our Slack channel mainly, I'd like to have 100 members by March of 2016, which I think is realistic in terms of promotion and getting our word out there and what we're trying to achieve. We've got about 42 channels on our Slack, and they're a variety of different things. I can go through them with you. I've got a bit of a cold this morning, I do apologise. So we've got things like Apiary Haus, Blab Assets, Blab Show on the Fridays, Bring and Buy, coupon codes, creator feeds, domain buying, emergency contact details, food ordering, because we can order food using Slackbot, fundraising, inspiration, kickstarting, music, NYC trip, random, refresh Friday, Slack things, squad bios. So we've got a whole bunch of different sections on our Slack, and they're quite active. Tells you how many members are in each. But but we're trying to build that up now. I joined a brilliant Slack community yesterday called the Digital Nomad Chat, and there's originally there was about 3,000, 4,000 nomads on there. There's now 10,000 digital nomads chatting about life, work, and travel on there, which is incredible. I'm just going to blow my nose because it's literally just running out of my face. I've been wanting to join this digital nomad chat for probably, probably about 3 months now, and it was always kind of it was always one of those expenses that I couldn't really do. It's like $65, which is quite a lot of money. I think it's worth every dollar, like $65. I think it's absolutely worth it. I just couldn't afford the push just to pay for sort of a Slack channel for that. So I left it. And then yesterday they did a Cyber Monday, $25 one-off. And I was like, yeah, I can deal with $25. That's not too bad. So that's #nomads.com. I'll put it into the chat. And good morning, Vera. And yeah, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They have 207 channels, but they've got things like, and I love Slack for this. I can jump into different Slack channels really easily using the Mac app. But they've got 207 channels, with a numerous amount of people. Their biggest channel is their startup channel. It's got 3,089. Well, actually, there's bigger channels here. Jobs. There's a job channel with 3,589 people in, which is just crazy. Out of the 10,000 people, like a third of them are in this jobs channel looking for work. There's also a housing one, which is 2,500 people in there. Gear, which is 3,349 people are in there. So, I'm looking forward to integrating into that community. Morning, Vera. And I think that's where our Slack channel can go, because the Digital Nomad Collective are normally like a group of either coders or marketers or social media people or, audio people who are normally traveling and normally on the ground at various different places. They may be in Thailand or Vietnam, or they're on the move. They're going there for a month or 2 months and they're hanging out there, and they're just cutting down on their expenses from like moving from San Francisco or New York or wherever they've come from, maybe somewhere else in Europe. And I found out about this from Nomad List. I don't know if anybody's actually seen Nomad List, but it's a fantastic site. There's a guy called he calls himself levels.io on Twitter, @levels.io. But if you're looking to live somewhere else in the world and you're looking to find out the prices of living there and the Wi-Fi and if it's good clean air and if it's safe there, friendly, fun, female friendly, great nightlife, great Wi-Fi, he's built this site where you can literally look at all these different countries that people have rated, and they're actually got nomads living there. And so it means that you can jump on a plane, go to, say, Bangkok, jump into the Bangkok channel on Slack, and you've already got people who are already living there or working there and co-working there. So you're not just going blind there. There's actually people who have already been there for 3 months. They've got their SIM cards, they've got their data packages, they've got their co-working, they've got somewhere to stay. I just love that idea that somebody has built, this guy has built this kind of, community of connections. And that's kind of what I want to do with Team Humble. It was kind of inspired by the Nomad List stuff, the Digital Nomad Chat. But setting one up for digital nomads, I was just a little bit behind the time in setting it all up. So actually I went down the road of what else is part of my life, and that is the kind of mental health awareness in terms of when it all goes wrong, or when you're a creative working in a sort of 9-to-5 job and hate water cooler chat. How do you break out of that? How do you break through the fear of that and work on the stuff that you really want to work on, that you're passionate about every single day? I know passion gets overused, but what is it that makes you tick every day and get up and go, I've got to make this, got to do this, I'm so invested in doing this? And so that was kind of why Team Humble came along, is because, fracturing the wrist and hurting that and having that whole fear sweep over me of, how I'm going to survive for the next couple of months with just one hand, this hand, and the other one strapped up. And how do I work, and how do I get out there? How do I make money? And it was overwhelming in terms of how to deal with it. And meeting a group of people on Blab and chatting to them, and then getting together as a group and working together, collaboratively working together without even meeting each other, virtually on different stuff. I need a press release, or I need this, or I need that. And it's been brilliant. Last 2 or 3 months has been brilliant. Together as a collective, even though there's less than 10 of us, we managed to raise a couple of £1,000 to go to New York City, which we're going on Saturday. So that's coming around pretty quick. Yeah, so that's something I joined yesterday, which I'm really excited to really get integrated into, because there's like 207 different channels in there, so there's a lot of stuff. It's not kind of a place where you go on there and just advertise and say, hey, I've got a podcast, or hey, I've got this. But I'm looking forward to, having those conversations with people where they're like, oh, what do you do? Where are you? And then getting into the conversation about Apiary and everything else. Because being a digital nomad is pretty much what I am already. But I'm kind of a static nomad. I'm like a static caravan nomad that hasn't moved yet. And I really want to move, don't get me wrong. I'm desperate for the last couple of years to get to Spain, to get to Extremadura. But the issue is buying the shipping container, is doing it out. I don't think the issue of shipping it there will be an issue. The only thing I need to know is that when I buy some land over there, that the land's really mine, that I can drop something like that on it, that the foundations are going to be all right, that, it's not going to like wash away or sink or anything like that. So there's got to be a whole kind of preparation of the land before I even take anything like a shipping container there. But I have this whole idea about the shipping container, 40 foot by 8 foot, cut the side of it off, put glass things into it, solar panels all across the roof. Obviously I'll have to look into water and stuff. That most of the plots of land that I've looked at in the last couple of months have a spring on site, and they've also got olive groves and trees and everything else. So I really need to do a vacation thing, and that's probably going to be in 2016. The Udemy stuff was the thing that was going to push me forward in terms of having enough funds to be able to do it, and that hasn't gone the way I thought it would go, which has been really disappointing, really upsetting in terms of like putting effort in. But I just don't think I've done enough there yet. I think I need to do a few more paid courses. I think I need to do a few more free courses. I think I need to make them smaller. I think my whole like doing 67 lectures for 5 hours was kind of overkill, and I think I need to slim it down a little bit and do things a little bit like neater. On the flip side, last week, the cookie debacle, I don't know if you caught up with that, but we went to a homeless shelter on Saturday, me and Ella, and we took a bunch of cookies there and gave them out for free and told them about Team Humble. And they were really appreciative, and that was awesome. On the Sunday, I went to an 80th birthday party for my mum's sister, and that was kind of emotional and overwhelming for me when I got back, because I haven't seen a number of the family members for a long time, probably over 10 years plus. And also they hadn't seen Ella, but some people hadn't seen Ella before, and she's sort of 8. So it was a lot of overwhelming kind of, distant family relatives all coming together. I didn't know how to act or deal with that. It was kind of intense being in a room with about 30 or 40 people, with 25 of them you don't remember having dialogue with, and or new people, like next generation, like kids with kids. Really overwhelming. Come back and I was absolutely exhausted by just the energy of the room, even though Ella looked absolutely amazing. She loved it. She was absolutely fine, and everybody was like talking to her and saying hello to her. And I think that was the overwhelming thing for me, actually, was that I felt that I didn't know these people. I don't really know and interact with that side of the family. Ever since my nan and granddad died, we didn't really have a reason to go over to Leicester, because they kind of, the grandparents kind of unified the family. They kind of brought areas people together. They came over at Christmas and we all got together at Christmas, and we haven't done that for a long time. So I think that was the emotional thing for me, was that there was some of my cousins that hadn't seen Ella, and I could see that they were upset that they'd only just met her, and they kind of wished that they'd met her like growing up. That was hard for me, I think. And so that wiped me out. That totally wiped me out. Right, what else do I need to talk about to catch you up on? 14 minutes. I've got to go to work in about half an hour. They've asked me to go in an hour early today. So I'm probably doing 1 till 6 instead of 2 till 7, which I think is actually better. So yeah, I've been working on the app. The app's going well. We've got £215 short on our fundraiser. I'm going to put it into the channel. That every bit helps. So Humble NYC, I'm just putting it into the chat. So it's smarturl.it/Humble NYC. We've literally got 5 days to go now. We're going to be on tonight, 10 p.m. GMT, 5 p.m. East Coast. We're doing a countdown. We have been doing a countdown, 10 p.m. every night for the last 30 days, and we've got 5 days to go. I actually start traveling on Saturday, so we're going to probably live stream a lot of that as well. We're going to probably live stream that on Periscope. So I'll be up at like 6:30 a.m. No, I'll be up at 6 on Saturday, and I'll try and stream all the way through with the dropping the car off at the air parks, and then going to the airport, meeting up with Chloe and Megan, and then we're on a coach to Heathrow, and then we're staying in a hotel overnight, and then we're travelling on the Sunday. So hopefully it'll all go smoothly. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But like any disasters will be live streamed, obviously. What else? Yeah, so we need to do that. The app has gone into the store. There's still a bunch of stuff. I need to get my UK cash to dollars, actually. Join the Digital Nomad group, which I'm really super stoked about. I'm also working on the Digital Nomad and Homeless Udemy course. I'm doing a free course to give out as like free vouchers while I'm in New York at different soup kitchens. And I understand that, you know, it's not highest priority on a homeless person's list is to start learning various digital tools and how they can kind of reconnect with society and different people and find jobs and just empower themselves to have the skills like making sort of a CV, applying for jobs, all that kind of stuff. I'm creating a little course for that so that they can rip off a little tag off a A4 sheet, and whenever they've got Wi-Fi, because most people who are homeless or digital nomads traveling around, they have some level of smartphone that can connect to the internet. Even if it's only basic SMS, they can still do Twitter. And so I'm really interested about the food places that they go to, but also like where the local Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi hotspots are, so that they can, you know, get online, go to the Udemy course and learn something new, spend half an hour. And I want to know if this happens in New York like it does in the UK, in terms of, you know, places are a little bit awkward about letting people in to use their public Wi-Fi. And I want to see if there's a major difference of that in the US. I know that in New York City they've got various parks with free public Wi-Fi, but I want to see if it's active. I want to see if it's working, see if it's fast, it's slow, like whereabouts do you use it best? Is there a better signal in certain areas? So we'll probably be doing a lot of walking around looking for signal strength and things like that. Depending on the weather, because if it's super cold, then we're not going to do that. Not for too long anyway. We will do it, but we won't do it for like hours on end, because I don't want frozen people. I don't want people dying in public parks. What else? Yeah, we've also got a little meeting party thing when we get over to New York with Try the World. So we're working on stuff for that. I'm also working tomorrow on the fixers stuff for the charity work. I'm going to start updating the integrations. Not really had any interaction with them too much at the moment to start with, but really keen to get pushing forward in December with that. I'm really excited about that, and I can see myself and Team Humble being kind of a social media conduit to a lot of charities as a sort of third party add-on that we come as a team to go to various things. I'm working with Dale to try and structure something for the blogging side of it from a food perspective, because she wants to do stuff with Try the World, or she's been doing stuff with Try the World, but she wants to take that to the next level. Kind of want to shape that, so I should have some more on that by Thursday. We're going to work on that tomorrow. Yeah, that's pretty much it really. Oh, I've got my bike for sale. So my electric bike, I've been having problems trying to get rid of my electric bike because nobody seems to have 450 quid, 500 quid disposable income. I say 500 because I'll get onto that in a second. But nobody seems to have disposable income for buying an electric bike, which I get. I understand it's November, Christmas time. Like, nobody's just going to drop 450 quid, even though it was 900 quid when I bought it. So I've come up with a way of getting rid of it. And the way I'm going to get rid of it is sell 5 tickets for £100 each. And then we're going to do like a virtual live stream blab, which is like a spin the bottle thing, but you have like 10 goes at it. And the most bought out name will win the bike. So it's like you got 1 in 5 chance of winning it. So I need 5 people to put 100 quid in each, so they buy basically entry into the game, and then we invite them into either an appearing or to a blab. I think blab's going to be better, where they sit in the channel, and hopefully they'll have a webcam and mic, and we'll do it live all on blab, where we literally we'll have multiple different apps. I've got about 4 apps, no, probably 3 apps so far, which allow entries of different names, and then you press a button and it's a little animation, it spins a bottle or whatever. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to sort of pad it out over about an hour or so, and then whoever wins the bike, I'll either get a courier to deliver it or I will drive it to somewhere. But it's only going to be UK only, but I think it'll be cool. It'll be a better way of doing it. I mean, a lot of people have been saying, how can you use blab and live streaming to kind of make any money. And this is not about making money per se, but like entertaining the idea of what you can do with live streaming. So I love the idea that people can be interactive like a game show. I love that. Like every time I do like a live stream or just sit down to do something, either my nose runs or like my voice goes, or like I need my inhaler or something. It's almost like this overwhelming sense of trying to stop me doing it. And I tell you what, it makes me more determined to do it. It's awesome. Right, so yeah, I've done all the graphics in Canva. I've done all the graphics in terms of the bike and the money for the tickets, and I'm gonna send all these different things out. I'm gonna send all these different things out over the next month or so. I'm allergic to me, lol. Says Vera. I forgot your name then for a complete second. I just like blanked out. I was looking at your name like that's not her name. I wish you did like real names instead of like have a real name instead. Like I know when it's Megan, I don't know when it's Vera. Anyway, yeah. So yeah. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days, posting out those. I'll probably buffer them actually before I go to work. But it's about getting entries for that, and then hopefully that will get the bike going. I'd like to get the bike gone by Saturday, but I don't think realistically that's going to happen. It's just taking up far too much room now. It's doing my head in. I've got to go through a .csv file that I've downloaded from LinkedIn of all the people that I used to know, like over in Derby and Nottingham and London. And so I'm going to post that out with links to the Team Humble stuff, the mission statement, the press release, should I say, and then also tell them about this bike thing, and maybe see if we can get that last £200 on Friday night. I've got Ella tomorrow from school for a couple of hours. I'm taking her for dinner. I've also got her on Friday as well. I've got her for dinner, but I'm taking her to my mum's, and I'm taking my iMac and all of my bits and pieces technology over to there on Friday night, because obviously I'm travelling on Saturday. I don't want there to be anything here of any value by Saturday. So yeah, it's a busy few days. I've got to go to work in 22 minutes for 5 hours, and then I'll be back home tonight about 6 or 7 o'clock, ready for Blab tonight at 10 p.m. So that's it really. 22 minutes I've gone over today. That's crazy. All right, I will catch up with you tonight, 10 p.m. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.